Hello and welcome to Two Girls in a Pod. I'm Christy.
I am Sharon.
Thanks for joining us today. Today we are talking about
Something so exciting and personal to us.
vacation.
We just freaking love vacations, man.
We do.
But I think for many reasons,
Mm-hmm.
I love it because it's a really good reset for me,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just fun.
It's a good reset for anybody.
Absolutely. But, one of the things is that we have found, we kind of changed vacationing as we've been together, gotten older, whatever, changed jobs, all sorts of stuff, I think contributes to why we vacation the way we do.
Well, there's a lot of things that's changed about vacationing. I feel like in general, just the different means that people have access to be able to vacation in different ways. And I also we have changed also just like the places that we choose, I think, too, to vacation
Yes.
at for many different reasons.
And I think to me, what's really exciting about vacationing now is that there's so many different, whether it's vacation clubs, whether it's hotels.com, whether it's Airbnbs, there's so many RCI. It's just too vast.
Yeah.
You can join so many clubs, people do timeshares. There's just so much now that is so available as far as vacation goes.
There are a lot of options out there. And I really have been so happy, so pleased with our vacation club.
Because we made that decision, when we thought about it, we were vacationing and we would go places. And of course, they're always doing their sales pitch. And a lot of them were there like, no, thank you. We just want to go sit in the sun. But, we went to the vacation club that we went to. We really listened and we loved the resort. It resonated with us. And now we've been with them since, I think, 2018.
Yeah.
We just found out. And it works for us. So, for us, because we love the all-inclusives, we love those things. And even with ours, they're morphing too. So we are part of Unlimited Vacation Club,
Mhm.
which was just bought out by World of Hyatt.
Yeah.
So that opened up this whole, even more of the world to us. So for us, that's like what we choose and that's what we pick. And with that comes like lifestyles and new life and a whole bunch of different stuff, which is wonderful for us because of the type of, but I think everybody gets to look at what kind of travel they want. Now, when we're in the United States, we use different things. We have vacation to Yellowstone, to Lake Havasu, Antelope Canyon, those three in particular with a friend. We do an Airbnb or a VRBO.
And that's just, simply because it's a different necessity that we have with that. So we want a little more space, a full house because we're sharing it with someone and want everybody to feel comfortable and have their own space. And then not only that, a lot of times with that, we take our own food with us to prepare.
Well, and it's funny because when we are traveling with different friends, there's different dietary needs.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's so amazing to me how beautifully that works, because we'll still find somewhere maybe to go eat out or something like that can accommodate all of our weird, quirky things that we all have now these days. But it's really nice because we all have a kitchen where we can go to, we can prepare those foods. We don't have to spend so much time thinking about that. So those places work wonderfully for us.
Yeah.
For our class reunion, we got to use points because now, when you're with different hotels, they give you points. You can fly and get points. I mean, your credit cards, certain credit cards give whatever people are doing, it's helping them to travel more. And I think there's just something about travel that really excites me and helps me. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
I really do feel like that it is really important to your mental state if you're able to do something like that. And like I say, I mean, there are so many different options out there now. I think that there's a lot of ways that people can do it and can really save and that it is more affordable.
We did draw the line though on Airbnb a tent. Or
Yeah.
VRBO tent. No, that's, we're not quite there yet.
Yeah. And especially because like the location that we found it in, I just had a feeling that this was not going to be a glamping experience. I could have been wrong. However,
Oh, you were not.
yeah, I don't know.
But even there's just so many amazing things, People are now buying RVs, and that's what they're doing. They're using that as their place. They can go travel. I have several clients. We have friends. They take their RV and they go out and they have these wonderful, amazing vacations. And that's what I mean. It's just opened up the whole thing.
And I think that you saw a lot of that happen right after the pandemic. It was like so many people were buying RVs and things like that and going on the road and stuff. And I guess because they had a little more freedom, a lot of people were working out of their homes and that. But yeah, the sales for RVs and that I know really went up at that time.
Because I think there is that desire for people to get out, to see, to explore. And I think that's really the cool thing, because there's all those different avenues for all the different kind of vacations you take. When we went to Europe, we used our vacation club, and we got to stay at these really amazing places that vacation club made it very affordable for all of us.
Exactly.
And it was amazing. We got this amazing experience because of it, And so it allowed us to stay maybe more days, or to have flexibility in that as well.
Yeah, definitely to have flexibility in that, because you could, it wasn't like a minimum stay of 7 nights or something like that. We did like 3 nights here or 4 nights there or whatever. And it was really cool because it was affordable. They were all, very nice hotels. And I felt like that it was in great locations. I loved it.
And, we found that we couldn't there wasn't stuff available when we went to Ibiza. So they're like, oh, we're going to go to a backup plan. So we did a VRBO there, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was right on the beach. Though it's an island, so a lot of things are probably on the beach, huh? But it was great. We really, really loved it. We could be right on the water. So that's what I mean. There's just so much stuff that's out there that helps to make things with travel so much more affordable to people. And we're just two. But, when you have kids and stuff like that, I think that had made it harder for people to vacation and stuff. Because, if you're a family of 6, it's very different than traveling with a family of 2.
Yeah, definitely. But there are so many options out there and so much more that is accessible for people. And you do have to kind of do your research and see what works best for you. And I feel like with us, we joined a group on Facebook. It's Girls Love Travel. And there has been so much great information on there. People pose a question and say, hey, I'm going to this spot, what are the must-dos that I should see or do while I'm there? And, just little things like that, or great places to stay where, or what credit cards do I use that give me those points so that I can travel more? Just little stuff like that. It's been a great resource.
And I think that's the other thing, when you're able to do that kind of thing where you share that information too. And, that's the beauty of having all of these social media platforms, is you put a question out there, you can go to TripAdvisor, and you can see reviews. So you're so much more informed than, back in the day, you pulled into a hotel. We've had 1 or 2 of those, but, we won't talk about those.
Bates Motel.
Yeah. Like, for real. Oh, Morty. Anyway, flashback. No. We love the
traumatized.
We loved the rest of the trip. And, that was a great trip to Mexico. We went, and we were actually got to spend time with my brother, and then we did a family trip there as well. So it was my, 2 sisters. My brother was there, another brother. This only half of my family. And some nieces and nephews and stuff.
Yeah, that wasn't a part of the vacation club or anything like that, but because of his connections and stuff like that, at least we, we knew where we could go, where we could stay. That was good,
Kind of managed condos there. So, it was a nice little perk.
Yeah.
Get your perks where you can, people, when it comes to travel. Use those people. No, I'm sorry, use those perks. But no, I think it's really important, and I think that's, we talk about it, one of the things we've always said we love when we travel is the people we meet along the way.
Mm-hmm.
We have just met such fantastic people, and we've got to share stories with them and see their life, how it is different than ours, and how just people's love of their country, but also love of other people coming into their country and meeting them and talking with them. And oftentimes, whether it was in Europe or Mexico or wherever, they'll ask us lots of questions, and they want to know too. We will ask a lot of questions too. And it's just this amazing, amazing feel to me when you're able to engage with people on those levels, and when you learn about the culture. And that's one of the things we love about the places that we stay. Oftentimes, when we were in Los Cabos, we were there during Dia de los Muertos, and so they shared that experience with us.
To get to see the customs, the traditions that they have with that, it was so neat. I enjoyed it so much. And even though that was on a all-inclusive resort, they had all these themed things that you could learn about the culture and stuff like that. One of the things that I love too about the vacation club that we're a part of is that you can do excursions off the resort, so you can still have those experiences where that you're learning about the culture, going out into the community and doing those kind of things. And I mean, because we've done like turtle release, we've gone to the different aquariums and some of the different sites,
aquariums.
Yeah,
we've done those things. We did the submarine.
That
How was that for you, Christy?
Not so much.
Found out she's a little motion sickness under there.
Yeah.
We did a sunset cruise, which was really beautiful. We did the excursion where we went into the jungle where it's like their Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, just magical. But their stage is the jungle, and that's in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, it was such an amazing experience.
It was, and the people we met. Oh my God, and we laughed so hard. And it rained, and we laughed through the rain. But that's what I mean. It's just those experiences. It's being able to talk about that. And of course, when we go, we do a massage. We always do the spa. That's one of the things that we have incorporated into our travel is we do a spa treatment. And we've had some experiences that we won't talk about. Christy refused to she won't let me share that story.
I don't want to forget about that one, but no, I mean, for the most part, they were wonderful.
Great.
The massage was great.
It was fantastic. Yeah. But anyway, people they're thinking, oh my God, what is that about? No. Maybe one day when we're braver. No. But those are the things that's really cool. What you could do is because you can add stuff. When we were in Puerto Vallarta the last time, the people were there. They're like, oh my God, we're going to go parasailing, which
it's still on my list.
It's on Chrissy's list. We haven't done it because of me. I have a little thing with heights, people, but y'all know that if you listen. But I'm so much closer to saying yes to it. I think, okay, it's not that high. God, you would have thought about it. Anyway, let's not go there. No. But no, I think it's that those things, and you're right. You can go off where we stay at. They will entertain you. They have these amazing shows.
Yeah. If you don't want to leave the resort, you don't have to. And that is cool. I mean, that they do bring in different entertainment and stuff.
And we vary. Sometimes we'll go off resort and sometimes we'll just stay there because the entertainment's great. I love that they have a DJ where we're going this time. They have a DJ. So we'll be in Cancun. And I think we're going to do, it's Secrets Riviera Cancun.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that because they have so much entertainment there, and the food is fantastic, people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing we love. When we go on vacation, we love the food. So, and we make a point of, even for us, we'll try one new food.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a hit with us and sometimes not so much.
And it's interesting to me because they even like on the group that we're a part of, I know that there's a lot of, back and forth about all inclusives and stuff like that, and feeling like you're not getting a true experience of the culture and things like that. But like I said, you can go off resort and you can do some of the excursions, you could do guided, you can go off on your own too. And I mean, we have done that before too. So, I mean, I feel like that there's ways to still do that, but they were saying about, being able to taste the foods of the area and stuff like that. If we go off, we do that, whatever. But on the resort, most of the time, they're like Michelin chefs that really put some time and effort into the cuisine. And I have really been pleased with them.
I have too. And I think the other thing is too, is we spend a lot of time talking with people there. And not only that, because there are people from all over the world who go there.
Yeah.
We meet people from all over the world. And it's just a fantastic time for us. You know, when you said about going off, when we were visiting my brother in some people know it as Rocky Point or
Puerto Peñasco.
Damascus. And so we drove there. So he's off working. So we go, let's just go look around. So we drive. We're driving back into, I don't even, there's nothing out there.
No, it was nothing.
Nothing. And we find an aquarium. We love aquariums. So we're there like, oh my God, there's an aquarium. Let's go. This aquarium basically was in a big warehouse kind of thing. It had a seal. And when you stood next to the seal, if you didn't pay attention, which we didn't, the bars were open. So the seal's head was with us. So that was really an interesting experience. We saw a dogfish, which was creepy.
So when you went in, all along the walls on the far side was fish tanks, stacked fish tanks. It was really interesting. And then all around the room, throughout the room, there was these huge like water tanks and open on the top. So then, yeah, there were fish down in them. And there was the dogfish. And it even said it had a sign there not to
don't get back, don't
get too close to it.
Don't touch it. Don't get in. Don't touch the sides. Nothing.
Yeah, because it would watch you, and as you stood there by it, it would like swim at you. And apparently, I guess it takes dogs and things like that.
They call it that apparently because if you walk in your dog or something, I don't know. I was just like, oh, this is very fascinating. It's a very different fish. So anyway, we had this great experience. It was kind of kooky and off the wall. The people there who ran it was fun for us. So we get back so I'm talking to my brother and he goes, what'd you guys do today? I said, oh, we went to the aquarium. He goes, since we don't have an aquarium here. I said, yeah, you do. Mm-hmm. He goes, where'd you go? We said, I don't know. Somehow. He goes, why are you out there driving alone? I don't know. We went, you didn't tell us not to.
We didn't know we were supposed to do that.
Yeah, he told us we can't do that no more.
Venture off by ourselves like that. But you know what? It was fun.
We had a good time, and we got to see an aquarium and we got to see a dogfish.
Might have been a little, rough, but it was it was an interesting experience and I enjoyed it.
Well, you loved it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then we're there when we went with the same place. We went with and we all decided we were going to go out to the club, which is an outdoor thing. That just so y'all know, it's not like a club here in the United States. So we decide we're going to take a taxi. So me and my sisters,
all three jump in the back, right?
And my nieces, we all jump in the back seat.
So that I sit in the front with the driver.
And oh my goodness, stop to them means go faster.
It's like an implied stop. And they're just waiting for a break in the traffic to jump in. And really, it's not that big of a break. So you're like, oh my God.
It is, but I don't know if when we travel, we take Ubers and stuff like that. When we were in East London, we had this same thing. We had to get a taxi because we wanted to go to the other side of the island.
I would have rather been in the taxi with the guy in Mexico because the one in Ibiza, that woman, I thought it was like being on a roller coaster. And we came up to one area where the road is like V'd, and you didn't even know which way she was going to go. She was flying. And just all of a sudden, last minute, we're choosing a direction and we were gone. It was crazy.
We were so happy to park. Sandra was with us on that one. It was like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. But even when we were was it Barcelona? But anyway, we were in Europe and, you get in the taxi or the Uber, we're driving and I think we're in the alley and it's their actual road, but it's their cobblestone or what. So you're going and they don't drive slow.
They don't slow down for that. No, it's not like, they just go flying over it. We were airborne, it felt like, on a couple of those spots. So the rides like that are really interesting.
But that's what makes traveling so much fun.
Yeah.
Experience.
Because you don't know when, what's going to happen like that. But when we went to France, that was one of the cool experiences because that Uber driver, even though he didn't have to and didn't charge us any extra for it. Yeah, we had just got there and he took us like on this little city tour and we got to see the Eiffel Tower at night and went to see the Champs-Élysées. And I mean, it was just such a neat experience. And he was just telling us like history about some of it. And yeah, he was like,
Well, he saw that we were tired. He knew we had just got in and we had told him where we were going. And he goes, you know what? He was just so kind. He just said, like, I'm just going to give you a little, like a guided tour, and talked about things. And
yeah,
so this is what I mean. You get all these really amazing experiences because the people in wherever you travel, whether it's, New York, where they were so good and friendly to us in New York. We absolutely love New York as well. Wherever we've gone, whether it's in the United States, somewhere else, the people have just been amazing with us.
yeah.
I have, remember in New York, the taxi driver I now know why people New York City.
We got into an accident with the taxi driver and a bicyclist.
I know, and our taxi driver is yelling at him, calling him stupid. And it was like I think our taxi driver, it wasn't his turn. I don't know, maybe it's different anymore.
And the bicyclist didn't care. He's like hitting the taxi and telling him off. Like if he was bigger, but he wasn't.
No, we're just like, oh God.
Yeah,
See what I mean, people, there are so many fun and exciting things when you travel.
And then I think even at that point, we were like right around the corner from our hotel. And so we were just like, we'll just get out here.
Yeah, no, we're good. Thank you.
Yeah, that's enough.
See what people walk there.
Right.
But even like that, we learned so much in New York, when we were there, it was New Year's Eve. So we're walking down Times Square, but nobody tells you that the Broadway and those let out at a certain time. Oh my God,
I'm going to tell you, it was around 5:00. And if you're out there on Times Square when that
New Year's Eve,
you're going to get squished.
It's so bad. And the compression, it really does feel like you're being smashed from all of it.
Oh, you are.
And then I told Chrissy, just hold my hand. Don't leave my hand. Because we're going to get lost in this.
There's people right in your face. I mean, because we're all so packed up against each other. And there's this lady and she's telling, I have my 3 kids with me and I don't want to let go of their hand. Please let me through. And she couldn't have if I didn't let go of your hand.
And I'm reaching back and then I'm grabbing people's hands that aren't yours.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, where's Christy? Finally, I find her. And I'm there like, oh my God, I'm now getting claustrophobic. There are so many people. And this woman and her husband, and he was really tall.
Yeah.
And she tells me, grab onto us, and she'll plow the way. And he did. I was so grateful. See what I mean? With just meeting people who are helping us along the way.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm going to go into some kind of, it was bad.
Yeah.
But
New York was a really interesting experience and I loved it. I am so grateful that we did it. I wouldn't do New Year's again. No. I am really grateful that we did that, but I want to go back at a different time of the year, especially like spring or see it at that time of the year.
Yes. And it was so funny because, we got out, we went to breakfast and at the hotel, they're like, we don't have any individual tables. Are you guys okay sitting with other people? It's kind of European style, whatever. And they're like, we don't care. We just want to have breakfast. We sit down, we meet these wonderful people. And then we're talking to this guy and he's there like, oh yeah.
He was there to do coverage for the New Year's events. And so he was a cameraman. And
we started talking.
Yeah. So interesting. And what a small world. Found out that he went to the same college that we did.
Yeah. So
in the valley.
Yeah, in the San Luis Valley.
Yeah.
Of all places. But anyway, so that's what I mean. You meet so many people. Vegas, which is, of course, a huge place for us. All the wonderful people we've met there and the fun times we've had there and the people we've gone to Vegas with. And that's the other thing that's really cool about vacationing is you can do it alone. You can do it with people and you create those experiences. We had been to Disney. We love Disney World. And then June and her daughter, Joy, and Alicia went. And we went to Disney and we had already been there. But oh my goodness, we got there just at the perfect time. We get to go into Magic Kingdom when they come in. And, it used to be Jiminy Cricket. Well, we go in and I'm next to Joy. She's young at that point. We walk in and they start that thing, where they do the whole introduction to it. And out came Tinkerbell. Joy and I grab each other's hands. We look and it's like you turn into a kid, man.
Yeah.
And it was like this perfect moment with all of us.
It was like this magical vacation experience. We just went into the doors at Disney World and we're like, here's the
Magic Kingdom.
whole fireworks show at the castle. And it was just such a neat experience. And that is one of the cool things I think about with travel is that if you do it, even if you've been to the same spot, if you go there with somebody else, it is a different
It
experience.
changes it.
Yeah.
So, for us, and, and that's why I think it's so cool. And I guess the whole premise of this podcast is vacationing is becoming something for everybody now. If it's something you want to do and you sit there and it's on your bucket list, go back to that bucket list, look at those places and realize that it is now, there's so many different opportunities and so many different ways to make it fit within any budget, really. And that's really the cool thing. And when you travel, it's an experience, the people you meet, just the fun times and those memories that you create.
Mhm.
The other one was we went to real quickly to this when we went to Mexico again, that was Puerto Penasco too, huh?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
It was your mom and your brother.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Oh my goodness. And we drove there. And just so you know, when you drive there, they have these roads that kind of do this. And when it rains, it causes splash.
Oh my God. That was actually, I don't even know. Isn't that part of Arizona?
No, we're already into it's between Mexico. It's right in that on that road trip anyway. That's all I know.
Yeah, there's like this area where they're like drainage ditches, huge things that you have to drive through, but like water when it rains, and because this is desert, but when it rains there, oh my gosh, that starts filling up. And we were getting there just at the time that it was starting to get deep. And there was one that we went across and I was like, don't let the car float away. I was literally
thinking,
holding my breath.
There's nothing out there, people. So we're there like, oh my God, if this happens, what do we do? Blah, blah. Thank goodness Christy got us through it, man.
Oh my God.
Even, like I said, and when we get to look back and all those different memories that we get that we've created with people. And that's what vacationing is for us. We create these wonderful memories, not only with each other, but with the people that we love and care about. They get to go on these amazing vacations with us. And so I think that's why it's important. And I think, once again, if it's on your bucket list, know that these things, do research. There are so many things that make it more accessible and affordable to people. And it's about creating memories and those experiences and making some connections and just things like that are so, I just think that are priceless, man.
Yes. And doing some of those lifelong dream kind of things. I mean, since I was young, I would talk about going to Paris, and that was such a neat experience for me. So I mean, I remember writing about that and just journaling about being able to do that. And I was so happy when I got to actually go. And it was a dream come true.
Well, I think another thing is what I think was really cool is that we got to do a Disney World vacation with your mom and dad and your brother. And you know what, you didn't know if your dad would go because that wasn't his cup of tea sometimes. I
Didn't do a lot of kid type stuff like that. Well, we had taken vacations all, growing up, but we went to visit family quite often.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like the only like major vacation like that I remember going on with him. And like I said, it being the kind of place that it was, because he didn't do, amusement park kind of things. But he was so impressed with Disney World. And like I said, I mean, here he is in his 70s. But they have all these like
performance
shows, performances that happen even throughout the park. Even as you're walking, a lot of times you can stop and you'll watch these performers do some little show or whatever. There was these guys that were doing this.
They were painters.
Skit, and they were painters. Yeah. And it was just like a little comedy type of thing. And it was so much fun and so enjoyable to watch. And my dad got such a kick out of that.
That's what he talked about with our trip.
Yes. That, and he did actually do a few
of the
rides or shows with us. And so I don't know how many people have been to Disney World, but A Bug's Life That is such a cute little,
Yeah.
it's a show, but it's sort of an interactive kind of thing.
Yeah, it was such a fun time, and I really love that we have that memory, you know. The thing is that sometimes we lose people and all that, but nobody can ever take away those trips and those fun things that we do, you know, and so that's what it is. Travel can become and vacationing can become such there's so much more to it than just seeing the places. It's the experience you have with the people. And like I said, man, if it is on your bucket list, make it happen. Make it happen.
Yeah, because it's unexpected sometimes what you'll find along the way.
Yeah. So, well, we hope you enjoyed it. We did. Because I hope you can tell our passion and love for travel
Yeah.
and eating eating food when we travel. But anyway, you know where to find us. That's Christy's cue.
Two girls in a pod. Excuse me. twogirlsinapod.com is our website. And you can also find our podcast on any platform that you listen to your podcasts.
Two Girls in a Pod live stream.
Yes. And you can also find us on YouTube now, Adventures of Two Girls in a Pod live stream. And check out some of the other little videos that we have on there. Sharon's got some mixology and stuff like that. So check it out. Please subscribe.
Like, comment, follow. Anyway, we so appreciate you guys, and we look forward to being back next week. Bye.
Bye.